Welcome to Market Makers, everybody. I hope everybody had a fantastic Father's Day yesterday. It was also the beginning of the summer solstice. And traditionally in the markets, going back 75 years, this is a weaker time in the markets from the summer solstice till the end of June, and July is more bullish. As you guys know, I expect a rally in the stock market. This could lift crypto to a lower high to key resistance. But the key element I want to just bring up, I talked about the presidential cycle. I explained it thoroughly. Watch my markets video. Just at least, even if you don't care about the markets, at least watch the beginning of it because I cover it in detail and it dramatically affects crypto and crypto prices because we're headed into an extremely bullish part of the cycle. You think 126K is positive? You ain't seen nothing yet. Key takeaway in that cycle. Once we top in the markets and then bottom, which traditionally happens in late summer or around the fall equinox, you're going to see Bitcoin and crypto have their bottom as well. And that next time period of September 30th out to June is when you see on average the S&P gain 20%, and that window of time, just that 6-month time period, 7-8 month time period, you'll see the S&P gain 20%, the NASDAQ gain 30%. What do you think that does for crypto? You're going to see epic gains. As a matter of fact, you'll see epic gains in crypto in 27 and in 28, right in line with the presidential cycle. And where are those targets, right? We're all focused on whether or not we drip down, bleed down the 50K. What about a year from now? Where are we going to be? Guys, come next June, we're going to be at 168K. That's my Bitcoin prediction. And ultimately, you're going to see 200 to 250K on Bitcoin. That's how this cycle is going to play out. So watch that markets video. Again, I cover it in detail there. A lot of you guys watch both videos, so I don't want to hit you with repeating the same information. So let's talk about where we are right now on Bitcoin. Trend flip on RMA. We had a nice bullish trend all the way up here on a weekly time frame to our predicted top, right? My prediction for the top was 132. We got to 126. Close enough for government work. We got our sell-off. Now, a couple of things. When you notice patterns to the upside, a harmonic pattern, 3 waves to the top, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, confluence with Fibonacci resistance. And what about the way down? Wave 1 down, wave 2 down, wave 3 took an odd pause, did it not? It paused and double bottomed right at 59K. Does that mean it's going to hold? Can't predict if it's going to hold or not. If it does drip down, what would be the key psychological level for it to drip to? 50K, right where you have a fractal low from August of 2024. That was a nice deep fractal low and then nice generational bounce up to the upside and some God candles that quickly followed. Can we do that? Well, for that to happen, you have to take out 59K, and then you would see that drip down. 57K was a 618 from the 2022 low, but 50K is a key psychological number. What do I think is most likely to happen first? I think you're most likely to have upside at resistance. Then you're going to decide, build a bearish pattern. You could be washing out down to 50K, and then guess what's happening, guys? You're going to have your 3 hills to a mountain, which is this big epic pattern that forms. You have wave 1, mountain 1, or hill 1, hill 2, hill 3, and your mountain will form, and your first target will be the summer of 2027 at 168K. Shared with you that pattern quite a few times. It's a pattern you see in commodities like silver, highly volatile commodities. You'll see that pattern repeat, and that's exactly what I think Bitcoin's setting up for. So lots of good times are ahead. Let's see where we are zoomed in. We look at our trend flip. You're trying to build a reversal pattern. This is your W. These patterns happen all the time, and people get so triggered by it for some reason. This isn't a bullish trend. Well, actually, it's a textbook definition of a bullish trend. It's a near-term bullish trend. Just like you had before, you had your sell-off 59K low, a high, a higher low, a higher high. That is a near-term bullish trend. You made a pattern. You got up to 82K. You washed out. You're doing it again. 59K, rally high midpoint, sell off some, get a higher low. If you can hold this, where are you coming up to? Peak resistance, where will that peak resistance be? We can see from the trend line that formed right around 73. We can do this with fibs, pull a fib down, all the way down to your sell-off low, 618's at 73,750. As you guys know, that's my prediction. Come up to 73,750, and then what happens? You're going to build either some type of bearish pattern, an M-top, or you're going to break through, and if you break through, you have higher targets ahead, including taking out your 82K level. That will be key, but I think that first battle is going to happen right around that 73,750, because when you're this close to a low, it's the rubber band effect. You pull back the rubber band and you let go, it snaps, right? This is a snapback rebound here into July, 73,750. After we get through this June swoon weakness, you get the 73,750 and you make a decision. You can be bearish and you have to take out 59K, push past 57 down to 50K, or you can be bullish. You have to flip 78K. If you can flip 78, take out 82, you're going into the 90s. So it all depends how this plays out, but the key turning point is going to be right at 73,750. Guys, if you like my TA and you like my forecasting, definitely click the like button, subscribe button, click that hype button. Apparently it helps the channel. And if you want to support the channel, check out the video description. There's details there. If you want to trade, you can support us that way, or click the join button on YouTube. Come hang out with us. We have a great group of people, some of which have been with me since the beginning, since 2021, with me and Ricardo and Lee. So we have a great group of people. Check that out right there at the join button. But that's what I see happening with Bitcoin, guys. I mean, really for me, it's all about getting to 73,750. And right now you're trying to form some type of reversal pattern. To make any more weakness, you got to take out 62, you got to take out 59, and then I'd be looking at 57 and 50K. If we look at Ethereum, same thing. I mean, it's playing out because Ethereum does the exact same patterns as Bitcoin oftentimes, right? You had your W reversal, you hit peak resistance, you sold off, broke your uptrend line, and then what happens? You're doing the exact same. This is why patterns exist. Okay, patterns exist because they repeat over and over again. That snapback rally on Ethereum should take you up to 2100, possibly 2250. That's what I'm looking at on Ethereum, where we'll have to make a decision, just like Bitcoin. From a Fibonacci perspective, 618, 786, are we breaking above the trend line, going higher, maybe 2750, 2500, or are we building a bearish structure between 2100, 2250, and coming back down to sweep the low? If you sweep that low, what's your next level down? Well, based on the mathematics in the markets, $1,300, right? But I think you're going up before potentially going down. You will go up into July with the markets, possibly then top and then sweep down, which is why I would be looking for shorts if we build that bearish structure on Bitcoin around that 73,750 level, and here on Ethereum between 2100, 2250. And if we break through, guess what? Want to hold on to the longs, right? So look at Solana. Solana, as you guys know, talked about I long Solana. We had a nice W recovery, just like you saw in the other ones. I got in here at 62.55. It got up here to 75. And you look at Solana, and again, I try to do all this with an unbiased lens. I don't have any emotional attachment to my trades. I'm a trader, not an investor. And if we look at this, where's that key resistance? You can see that band right there, 75 to 77, encapsulates your fractal lows here. But look what Solana's doing, more pronounced than the other ones, right? You had that W recovery, which you can't see as well in the daily, but you can see on the 8-hour. But right now what you're doing, actually, let's just drop this down to the 8-hour. Right now what you're doing on Solana is potentially, even though you're above the RMAs, you have to watch this structure because you have an M-top here, right? You got an M-top forming, which doesn't activate unless you break the neckline closer to 67. But if you break that neckline, that's bearish. However, oftentimes you see M-tops. Again, they turn into Ws. Maybe you get some volatility, hold up in this area, break to the upside, and we can measure this with fibs as to where Solana can get to, just like I showed you with fibs with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Pull this fib down. You have Solana at 618 at 83.71, 87.61, 90.14. You're at 72.88. So Solana has a decision to make. Bullish in some of the time frames. As a matter of fact, 1 hour, 3 hour, 8 hour, all bullish. Daily still bearish. Below the RMAs on the daily. But if we can break out to the upside, which I think we will do in July, I'm looking at $84, $84 to $90 is that range I'm looking at for Solana to make its decision. So keep that in mind. Guys, again, I hope you enjoy this content. Leave me a comment. Consider joining the Discord. Would love to see you guys there. And I'll talk to you on the next one. See you on the next update.